on social media cutting their hair in protest. You see some in the streets, even elderly women. We saw at least one burning their hijabs. This has been a pattern of protest for several years, but this is the most large-scale ones now, and it's because this young woman was killed. At least that's what her parents are saying, and that's what her family is saying, because they say she was wrongly taken in by the morality police. They say she was wearing her scarf, she had no makeup on, she was visiting Tehran, and was, caught up in a dragnet of these people who drive around, stand at intersections, have their vans, and just, bring in all sorts of women and young girls who they say are not dressed modestly enough. And I have to say that this has been going on much, much more stringently since the election of this current government. Very hardline government in Iran comes after the more reformist government of President Rouhani, and the women are always the barometer. And this government has chosen to crack down hard on social norms and society.
And you, Christiane, experienced that more stringent nature yourself. You were actually supposed to interview the Iranian president there in New York at the UN. Tell us about why this didn't happen.
Well, Brianna, it's very unsettling because we were going to have the first exclusive here in New York. He'd already done an interview in Iran with 60 Minutes where the headscarf was also an issue. But there, because it is the custom, one always does wear the headscarf when one's there. That's just, otherwise you couldn't operate as a journalist. Here, in New York or anywhere else outside of Iran, I have never been asked by any Iranian president, and I have interviewed every single one of them since 1995, either inside or outside Iran, never been asked to wear a headscarf. After hours of getting this interview ready, having pre-talks with the president's officials, giving them sort of an idea of what we wanted to ask about, not questions obviously, but an idea. They knew exactly we want to talk about the nuclear deal. We want to talk about Iran's support for Russia against Ukraine. And most importantly, we want to talk about the violation of human rights. At the very end, they come up with this, it's a religious month of mourning and we need you to wear a headscarf. And I very politely declined on behalf of myself and CNN and female journalists everywhere, because it is not a requirement, and it was lobbed at us at the very last minute. And very unfortunately, they decided to pull the interview.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.